So I never did well in school. I mean, I have a college degree. I went to a very good school, did all the stuff, but I didn't learn anything about money. And I just started studying with my rich dad when I was 9. And he taught his son and me, my best friend, about money, playing Monopoly. And so we all know the formula for great. There's many formulas. There's a million ways you can go to heaven. You know, there's so many ways you can get rich today, so many. And but there's also more ways you can go to financial hell also. And so anyway, he just taught me playing Monopoly. So today I own 7,000 rental properties, 5 hotels, oil wells. All I do is play Monopoly. So it's not that hard to be rich, but you have to have good teachers. Our school system's fake. We have fake money. The Fed prints as much as they want. And we have fake assets, you know, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. I don't touch that stuff. But the average person should. But I don't save money, and I use debt to get rich. I also, in fake, I read about the infinite return, whereas the higher your financial IQ, you don't need money. So if you need money, you're not using your brain or something, you know, because it doesn't take money to make money. And that's one of the biggest lies they tell you. So since 1973, I've not had to, I use debt. I use my own money. I just borrow money to get rich. You know, crashes are basically like Neiman Marcus having a sale.
Right.
So in 2008, when the markets crashed, they also lowered the interest rates. I thought I died and went to heaven. That means I get my debt cheaper.
Yeah.
So when the markets crashed, my partners and I borrowed $300 million and we bought more property.
Wow.
And so 10 years later, we're now almost 600 million in debt. We just passed $500 million.
Right.
But we get very rich off of debt.
Right.
But that takes financial education.
Right.
You know, debt is power.
Yeah.
Money is credit today.
Yeah.
1971, when Nixon took us off the gold standard, the US dollar became credit or debt.
Yeah.
And the average guy doesn't know that. Money doesn't exist. It's only up here. Well, I'm a big advocate for financial education. So in the 1970s, when I got out of the Marine Corps, my rich dad had me take 2 things. I had to learn how to sell, because sales equals income. And then I had to learn how to invest in real estate, because real estate is debt. So most people say, you know, live debt free. I had to learn to use debt as money. And as you guys know, in 71, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard and the US dollar became debt. So I do almost everything opposite of what the pundits say. I'm not debt free. I use debt as money to acquire real estate, and that minimizes my taxes. That's what I do. There's many formulas for great success in money. There's thousands of them, but one of the best ones found on the game of Monopoly. It still is today. 4 green houses, 1 red hotel. I said, what? He says, one of the greatest ways to acquire great wealth is playing Monopoly in real life. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. Well, is that all there is? He goes, that's it. And he says, what do you think I'm doing? And I went, I don't know. So then he took me out and he showed me his greenhouses. And 10 years later, when I was 19, I was now in school in New York, and I come back to Hawaii, and Rich Dad had bought the biggest piece of land smack dab in the middle of Waikiki Beach. And when you go to Waikiki Beach today, you'll see the Hyatt Regency Hotel. That was his hotel. Just kept what's called an assemblage, because that property wasn't that big at the time. So he had to buy out all the small guys, because Waikiki was a little dirt water little town. So he'd buy out this shop owner and buy that shop owner. And it took him a while, but he finally assembled this large piece of property. And then he and Hyatt put up this giant hotel. It just sold for $800. So that's how I learned about money.